Welcome back to another N60 match where we've got ourselves the start of our Silver Cage Championship tournament, which is a Hell in a Cell specific championship, as we've got ourselves a triple threat match between LA Knight, Captain Fanta, and a very big veteran in the N60 show, DanTDM. We are going to have 3 rounds, or 3 matches, I should say, of triple threats that the winners will then face each other in another Hell in a Cell match, and that winner will face the current Silver Cage champion, Dylan Liams, a Vanos refugee member, at Night of Champions for the Silver Cage Championship, as we are underway and things are starting off hot with LA Knight taking control of Captain Fanta with a nice neck breaker there. Dan now getting into the mix as he takes down both LA Knight and Captain Fanta. Captain Fanta is also a pretty big veteran when it comes to the N60 show. He was a big part of the Heroes division when it was organized in that way. Now he's looking to pick up some momentum again. He had a bit of a fall from grace after the change in the N60 show. A lot of different championships put into play, such as the Silver Cage Championship. And now Captain Fanta is setting his sights on that championship tonight, starting off by getting a win in this match right here, as we got some outside action between these 3 competitors. LA Knight in a bit of a rough position, but he is able to catch that elbow. He is in the middle though, meaning he is just going to catch a bunch of strikes from both of the opponents. He's managing to handle Fanta pretty well, but struggling with Dan there, as now getting tossed into the steel steps, and Dan just going a little bit of crowd work here as Fanta returns to the ring as well. Dan tossing him over that top rope and maybe looking to join him here. He changes his mind though, switching it around, and maybe that's a mistake. Some chops and some strikes and a huge boot from Fanta as he picks up control yet again. LA Knight returns to the ring though, and that's something that Fanta's got to watch out as he just shoves Dan out of the way onto the ground and turns his attention to LA Knight. Now back to Dan with a huge clothesline. Very nice move from Fanta as he continues to keep control in this match. We have not seen this side of Fanta for quite some time. Here's a roll-up though, that's one. And breaking up the pin is Dan as he delivers a neck breaker to LA Knight, and a huge shoulder charge connects a second one to Dan. Dan back to his feet yet again, and he takes a huge knee to the face. Now LA Knight though coming into the way, hoisting up Fanta and giving him a snake eyes on the top rope as Dan now, oh, what a forearm there, and that might have busted open Captain Fanta as he rolls to the outside. Now Dan and LA Knight going at it. LA Knight in control, looking for a pin here. There we go. That's one, and a kick out from Dan. Still too early on in this match to have a deciding pin. Here's a roll up here, but Dan is still in the ring, and something that Fanta should probably have noticed there, as he is able to hoist up Dan for a huge Samoan drop. Nice move there. LA Knight now coming in, and hold on, has him up and connects with a dude buster. Very nice move from LA Knight. It's the finishing move of Charles the Crusher from the Warrior show. And now LA Knight applying some combo strikes and a huge slap to the back of the neck as Fanta recovers. Just getting some rest. Nice elbow there, and Fanta from out of nowhere, ice cold fizzy stunner. That's 1, 2, no. LA Knight kicking out at 2. One thing to note about LA Knight is that he actually is a former Silver Cage champion. He won the Silver Cage Championship off of Markiplier as he just takes an ice cold fizzy spray from Captain Fanta. Dan now though, interrupting what Fanta was trying to do there, and now just taking him to the ropes. And what is Dan thinking here? Good reversal there, handspring. Diamond cutter from Dan. Oh, and a low blow from LA Knight. And in comes Fanta trying to deal with LA Knight before he sneaks a pin. Went for that ice cold fizzy stunner yet again, but it was reversed. LA Knight just being a little indecisive there. Fanta just stunned from the reversal of LA Knight though. And a back body drop, driving Fanta into the canvas. Good elbow though, as he's able to get back to his feet. Dan slowly to his feet as well. You can see that the damage has been done to Dan as a nice belly-to-belly suplex. Out the ring goes Captain Fanta as he slowly gets to his feet. And a big uppercut as Fanta gets knocked into the cage of the cell before returning back to the ring, and Dan sneaking through as well. But now all three contestants back in the ring until Dan was just tossed out in a BFT from LA Knight. Here's the pin. That's 1, 2, no! I thought LA Knight was going to visit the next round right there just from that sneaky BFT move. But now Dan looking for that diamond cutter to put away Fanta. No, he's hoisted up into a power slam instead. LA Knight now to his feet, takes a stiff right hand and some chops. And a nice cold fizzy stunner, and that's gotta be it. Here's the pin. That's 1, 2, no! Fanta can't believe it as Dan comes in with a chop block. Fanta was so close as he rolls to the outside to recover, and we're bringing in our first weapon of the match. Very interesting to see how late it took for a weapon to get brought into this Hell in a Cell match, as now Dan and Fanta on the outside just attacking each other. Fanta now tries for a move there. That's reverse. Dan now with a nice uppercut to Fanta. LA Knight, though, now returning the favor to Dan, but he sneaks back into the ring. Dan takes a huge jawbreaker, and he's tossed back into the ring. He looks a little dazed, though, as LA Knight eyeing Captain Fanta. And oh, what a smart move there with that rope rebound. But hold on, what just happened there? I think LA Knight was confused by that as well. Fanta just sprung back up, and another ice-cold fizzy spray to LA Knight. Dan now, from behind, takes an elbow and a bulldog as he's planted into the canvas. And LA Knight just laid out, and oh my goodness, whatever Fanta just pulled right there could have just won him the match. A third ice-cold fizzy stunner. That's 1, 2, and that's 3. What a victory for Captain Fanta with that huge pull-up after getting flung into the cage by LA Knight. I don't know how Fanta did that, but what an excellent performance nonetheless, not just by Captain Fanta, but by all three competitors. LA Knight proved that he was a former Silver Cage champion, and he proved that he deserved to be in this match. And Dan, proving that the veterans in N60 can also do well. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you felt about this match and who you want to maybe see in the Silver Cage tournament as well. Good night, everyone.